Hi guys, welcome back. This is going to be my week 2 update on my breast reduction and some things I want to talk about with you. I did write some notes down, so you may see me look over to my right here, only because I just want to look at my notes because I wanted to kind of come prepared for the video. I didn't come prepared for my first clip, so that's why I kind of want to make this second clip so that it can be more organized and I can know what I'm talking about. So the first thing I want to talk about is sleeping. Sleeping was becoming an issue for me because I had to sit up. I had to sleep upwards. I did have afforded pillows behind me, as you can probably see on my update. On one of my updates, I think on my first vlog, I was kind of sleeping upwards and on afforded pillows, but that became uncomfortable for me. At first, it wasn't uncomfortable, but then after like almost a week of that, my body was just not having it anymore. I have back and neck issues, so it's really no wonder that it was like starting to cause a problem. I was starting to kind of get some headaches because my neck would be so stiff. I would have crooks in my neck. I still have kind of some crooks in my neck, like right here in my shoulder and my neck area. I still have some like crooks in my neck because of that. And I had a lot of headaches and migraines actually. I'm thinking because also my menstrual cycle kind of came a little bit earlier. And it's been kind of coming early. I thought it came early before the surgery because I was kind of stressed out, but it came earlier again. So I don't really know what's kind of going on with that. Couldn't even tell you, but I had a lot of migraines, and so thank God the migraines seem like they have passed over me. Thank God for that, because I was just getting so overwhelmed with the migraines. I couldn't stand having a headache every day. Like for the whole 7 days, I had a freaking migraine. So now that I've been laying flat now, because I just said, you know what, I'm going to have to lay my body flat because I can't do this anymore, this sitting up thing. So I laid flat. I still had, the headaches and things like that, but it has decreased. And it's a lot better for me, a lot more comfortable. Back still is kind of hurting a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's doable. It's really no different than what I was feeling before the surgery. So yeah, that's okay. Stinging. I did have a lot of stinging, not a lot, but I will say I had, it was in the middle as far as the stinging go. I had some little stinging pains that would happen here and there. It's not constant or anything, but it was, like I said, here and there that I would get it. So that was kind of uncomfortable. And I would just have some shooting pains too that would kind of go through my breast. And they were just kind of, like I said, random. So those are some things I experienced. Swelling has went down. I would say significantly because my breasts kind of have dropped now. They're settling. It felt like this. I think this is the one that feels like it's settling more. Like I have a little bit. I can lift this one. This one is still kind of high up and more swollen still. So this one hasn't settled as much yet. And my nipple sensation has not returned still in my right nipple. I still can kind of feel like pressure. That's kind of all I can really feel. Like when I'm touching it now, all I can feel is like pressure. This one I can feel. This one was like super duper sensitive in the first week. Like it was super sensitive, like you could barely touch it. Now I'm able to touch it and it's okay. Sometimes it feels a little sore. Like if I go a little bit lower than like where the actual like nipple is, it feels a little sore, and it does feel sore around my nipples, like where the cut is. I've been experiencing more stinging coming from that too, and some stinging coming from the bottom. But I'm thinking because the scars was scabbing over, so they were getting kind of tight, and then the scabs have also been coming off. They've been falling off, so I'm guessing the healing process is going really, really well because I am experiencing those things. And I did feel like when I took my bra off, I felt something kind of hit my foot. And I asked my husband, I'm like, did I open up? Did my incisions open up? Because I kind of had reached. I have been like lifting my arms up. So I thought maybe I had did too much. And he said, no. He said, but I can kind of see just some pink under there. He said, I think your scabs are falling off. I said, oh, okay. I said, I thought so because I said I felt something hit my foot as soon as I took the bra off. So I think the scabs are just coming off. And when I was washing this morning, like not that long ago, I just got all washed up, and some scabbing had came off on my the rag. And when I wash, I actually like this morning I kind of taken it over. I washed this way on the top of my breast, and then I started to kind of dab. I just dab my breast with the rag and the soap and I'll just dab in between because the stitches are they kind of get snagged on things, so I have to be really careful around the stitches. I had to actually end up cutting one of them kind of all the way down because it kept getting stuck to my bra. It got stuck to my shirts. Um, I just didn't know what else to do because I'm just like, it was hurting because it was pulling. Every time I would try to come out of something, it would be like just getting hooked on my clothes. So I don't know what kind of stitching that they use, but it's not too good. So I had to end up cutting it all the way down. So I think it kind of dissolved away because I don't even see it anymore, which the stitches are supposed to dissolve. I do have some long stitching that is hanging out of my body, that I'm sure that he's probably going to have to pull them out or something. I don't know how he's going to do it. I'm kind of nervous about it because they hurt when they get snagged on stuff. So I'm kind of like nervous about that. But anyways, so yeah, that's kind of what I do when I wash up. I'll just, sometimes I'll just squeeze soapy water over them, and then I'll just, dab them, or I'll just, put water on them. After I put the soap on, I'll just let water run off of them. So that's kind of how I wash myself. My husband. So I wanted to talk about my husband. My husband was a really a great help during those 2 weeks. So today is the first day he's kind of went back to work, and I kind of really miss him. It's kind of hard having him away now because he's been with us for 2 weeks, and I kind of was sad this morning, but I was kind of determined to kind of get back in the swing of things with having my girls because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have my girls all the time, and so I wanted to get back in the swing of things, nice and strong for the first day because I didn't want to be overwhelmed my first day of having them. So I kind of got them looking at some learning things right now, just to helping me cope, helping them cope. Having Daddy here too, so that's been kind of entertaining for them. So yeah, I do really miss my husband. He was a great help because I have a 10-month-old, almost 11-month-old, and I needed some help with her, during that first week. I asked for a second week for him because I didn't know how I was going to be feeling, but actually a week was enough because I was kind of back doing everything, that I was doing. I was cleaning. I did have to take it a little easy because it did kind of get me in the long run because I still was experiencing those migraines. But honestly, I was back doing everything, within a week. And I was so happy to have my independence back because it was hard for me to have to keep asking for everything. Like I have cereal boxes, as you can see on the top of the refrigerator. I had to ask my husband, babe, can you come in here? Can you get this cereal? Babe, can you get me the juice? Babe, can you get me the milk? It was just so annoying. And I couldn't help him with my daughter. He was getting overwhelmed with my daughter. She was sick. She got sick the day after my surgery. My 10-month-old, her teeth came in, so she had a fever, and it was just a big, big mess. My husband was tired, and he was, of course, getting grumpy because he was overwhelmed. He's never had the girls just like all the time, especially like without me being able to give him a break too. We kind of lean on each other for the breaks, of course. So, it was very overwhelming and stressful. So yeah, these 2 weeks has definitely been a trying time for us. With him being home, I don't particularly put my business out there, but I mean it's also been a little bit hard financially as well because he had to take off work and things like that. So, and like I said, he's our only source of income. I also do hair on the side, but I can't do that, of course, because I just had my surgery. So yeah, it was a very, very trying time these past 2 weeks. But as far as like my ability to be able to help around the house and things like that, that was back within a week. So honestly, I didn't need the 2 weeks, and I feel bad that I actually had asked for the 2 weeks because we probably, would have been a little bit better off. But it's okay because God has made a way for us to be able to have everything that we need within these 2 weeks, and family has really been a very good help to us. So yeah, that's been, that's just kind of been that experience, with having my husband home and having having a young baby. I don't know if any of you women out there, if you have a young child and you're thinking about doing this, you may want to just prepare for it because with us, I'm not sure how you are financially, but if you're anything like us where there's only like one source of income, you may want to just save up, put back some money. That way you won't have to kind of be struggling those that week or that the 2 weeks or whatever you're going to take, because you're going to need some help, of course, with the baby because you're not going to be able to lift them if they're over 16 pounds. So you may just want to think about that. That's something good to think about. The next thing, I'm sorry, I had to look over a little bit. Okay, so my appointment is going to be on the 25th. Today is the 15th. So I have 10 more days until my next appointment. And I'm thinking that all he's going to do is just take out the stitching, of course. And I don't think he's going to do anything else really, besides if I have any more questions or something. I'm thinking that's all that's going to be. So yeah, that's really all I have to report on that because I'm really not sure what that appointment is going to be. My scarring. Okay, so scarring. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of my scarring. You have to excuse me. Let me pull my pants up so my undies are not showing. Whew, okay. And so, okay, of course, I'm not going to show you any nipples or anything like that. So I'm just going to show you some scarring that I have. So I'm going to start off on the sides. On the sides, this is my scar on the side here. And to go up just a little bit, let me make sure my nipple is not showing. Okay, so I'll stop there. So this is, let me come closer to the camera. So this is the scarring underneath of my breast. He kind of just went right there. He started right there, and he didn't go up my cleavage. You know, up in the middle, which I'm grateful for. And this is my other scar, which they're not too bad actually. I know on camera it probably looks a little bit worse, but it actually is not too bad. I don't feel like it's too bad. I don't. I am going to try to get some Mederma when a little bit financially a little more stable. I'm going to try to get some more Mederma. Not more Mederma. I'm going to try to get some Mederma and put that on my scars and try to fade them out. I'm not too much worried about the scarring that's underneath my breast, but I'm still going to put it on there. But I'm not overly, but as far as I go, I'm not overly concerned with the scarring under my breast. I want it to be like on the sides of my breast there, as you can see, like, because it starts right here and it like goes that way. So I kind of want to fade those out because those are the most visible, I think, and probably down, up under my, sorry, I can't talk. The scar that goes under my nipple, I can get those too and try to fade those. I'm gonna try to fade it all, but I'm just telling you guys, like, I'm not overly concerned about the scarring up underneath my breast. So yeah, so that's my scarring, and so this is also my size with no bra on. Last time you seen me, I had a bra on, had my sports bra on, but this is me without a bra on. Let me come closer to the camera, and yeah, they sit really nice. Yeah, they sit really nice. So I'm pretty happy with, the size of them. I feel much more sexy, with just being just small. I feel dainty, because I haven't felt like this, honestly, since I probably was in ninth grade. I probably, yeah, I probably was this size in ninth grade or something. I think it was ninth grade the last time I was this size. And I think I'm like a 36C. I was a 36, I believe, double D or an E. And now I'm a 36C. So I'm probably like a 36, maybe a 36B little C or something like that. You know what I mean? Because they can't, I told him what I wanted was a 36C. So he told me that he thought that was a good size. Of course, they can't promise anything, but he thought that was a good size. So I believe he got me exactly where I wanted to be. And I just feel really good in my clothes. I feel much more confident. I don't feel like I'm just like, hanging all out of them, and my breasts are not all the way down here because childbirth really did take my body through a whole different experience and it made my breasts a lot larger than what they used to be. Obviously, like I told you, I was here out in high school. I was like 36C in high school, and I just kind of got bigger as I got older, and then I got bigger as I got older. I think the biggest I think I was before I had my girls was a 36D. But you have to keep in mind too, I was really skinny, so that was still big for me. I had like, pretty big breasts for my size. And because I was like 120 pounds with a 36D or whatever. And so that was still kind of big, And then when I had my girls, I just grew. I grew a little bit more with my first daughter. And then with my second daughter, my boobs just got humongous. And that's why I was at that picture. I'll probably try to insert a picture right here. And, you know, it was just, it was just too much. I didn't like it. I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel sexy in my clothes. My shoulders were always hurting because I had my bra straps were just like tugging down on my shoulders, and it was just horrible. I didn't like it. I didn't feel sexy. And, even with my husband, I would have my shirt off because typically I don't wear anything at night. I'll just take all my clothes off at night. And, I just would feel subconscious about my breasts all the time. I felt like they just was just these big old sandbags just hanging down. And so I'm just so much more happy with these. They proportionate to my body. And I just feel much more sexy. I really do. And so, yeah, I just feel, like I said, really, really good. And so, yeah, and that's pretty much it, guys. I think that's all I really had to update. I don't think it was anything else. But if you have any questions for me, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little stuffed up all of a sudden. If you have any questions for me, you can go ahead and leave them down in the comments below, and I'll try to like look at my comments more often, because I don't so far I haven't got any hits on my first video. So I'll just try to look here and there, and hopefully you guys have any questions, I can answer them for you. I feel like I've covered everything that I've kind of been going through. But yeah, so that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this 2-week update. The next time I will come to you will be when I'm like 4 weeks in, and after my appointment, I'll let you know what my doctor says. And yeah, I feel like I'm good. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing I do want to update is TMI. So, if you're young, I'm sorry. I just want to apologize in advance. But like I told you in the last update, nobody really talks about sex after you have a breast reduction. And I know that's kind of like maybe a weird thing to talk about, but I think it's very important, because everybody, that's grown, I should say, have sex. So, I was really curious about that. Like, okay, so when can I be more physically active with my husband, or, sexually active with my husband? And so he told me 2 weeks. I won't lie to you guys. We did it a weekend, and everything was cool. I would say a position that we had to end up using was I had to be propped up with things behind my back, of course. And that's kind of how we did that, and it was fine, as long as your husband or whomever you're with, keeps their distance from your breast, you'll be fine. I wouldn't do any like excessive movements that will cause your breast to go up and down, because that can be very uncomfortable in your incision areas. Yeah, and then another. I'm sorry, I may be going too deep into that, so I won't even talk about that. But yeah, I would just say that position was a comfortable position, and ever since then, and we've tried it. It's been fine, because every day I feel better and better. I feel much more myself, so everything has been fine. So yeah, so if you have any questions about that, please leave them below, and we can discuss it a little bit more, but I won't go too far into that. So okay, guys, thank you for checking me out, and just staying tuned to my updates, and I'll update you on week 4 and how I'm doing. All right, peace out.